Good morning, it's Monday. Man, gotta get to work, folks. Well, if you work today, that is. So, interesting. I hadn't read much of it, but saw a great video from David Gonzalez. This the blooming thing. Okay, I'm blooming a fucking soap. I don't care. Do what you gotta do. Do what works for you. He's right. I think Esposito's general opinion is on anything, just shut the fuck up, do what works for you. Just enjoy the hobby. David's opinion and his lovely wife, Rocio, same thing. Quit being bitches and enjoy the hobby. They're right. And I'm agreeing with them. That's all I'm saying on the subject because I didn't read the rest of it. So those who want to stir shit, take a hike, okay? I'm on the thing of do what works for you. And enjoy this, because you're spoiling it. If you're going to be like punk bitches, like they said, you're spoiling it for the rest of us. And I don't read half that shit. I learn from everybody. I'm open to experiences, education. That's how I operate. So when someone wants to shut down and be a retard, you don't deserve my attention. I'm not going to learn anything from you because you're not yourself open to ideas and sharing or just saying this is my opinion, but you're not gonna qualify your argument anymore. You're just gonna be steadfast and say no, don't do this. So screw you. You're that hard-edged about it. So I'm on the side of reality while you can be on the side of being steadfastly stupid. So thank you, David and Rocio, for making that video last night. It was tremendous, and I commented already on a thread. So. Okay, fall is here, and I wanted my first real fall shave, so I'm going with Soap Commander Passion, which as you can see is teak wood and cardamom scent, and to me, it has most of the notes of modern, plastic bottled, non-Shulton Old Spice. So this is what I'll be pairing it with today for aftershave. I'm going to go with the medicated Thayers Witch Hazel because it also has a few notes. Balm today will be Passion, matching. And then Tiege Hanley, of course, eye cream, moisturizer for the morning. Already out of the shower, so to steal Nick Shave's gimmick. Cleaned, hydrated, ready to go. Razor today, going back to the iKon Shavecraft 101 Bulldog handle. And I've got over a day and a half growth since I shaved like Saturday evening. And so we're going to go with the Ladas again after one shave. Razorock Plissoft 24 mil. Had it soaking here, just wring it out. So, a little water. A little bloom water. And we had a brief chat with the Suffolk shaver via Messenger, and he asked me if I ever bowl lather. Or maybe it was a YouTube question. I forget which one it was. I have once or twice, but I bowled lather when I tore up my face a little using the tobs, and obviously, lathering is my weakness. So, I obviously didn't have enough water content. I did something wrong, and obviously the results were there. And so, like for example, I needed to give my face a day off anyway after a few shaves, and I could feel it kind of dry, and so I made sure I cleaned and moisturized last night and get the skin back in good repair. So I'm not gonna bowl lather today. I mentioned I might do it, so Suffolk Shaver, sir, not today. But if you haven't checked out his channel, please do. Suffolk Shaver, SUFFOLK, new word, shaver. And I was rewatching a video too of mine, and I hate when I misspeak and I say something like, oh, I was going to use this, and then I grab it and I call it something else. So when I do that, believe me, and I rewatch it, I cringe. Like I went, I did 2 shaves. I said the second shave before I posted the original video that I thought I lost. I went back and used 1K, and I just defaulted and said XXX in a video, and I was like, and those are completely different fragrances. It just made me cringe at my own error. So, brush is loaded. I didn't press my brush in hard. I actually took a bit of a tip from David last night watching it, and he's in a hard water zone like I am. So I think I might, and he gets great lathers. He used Stubble Trouble's Yard Work, which is a really nice scent. Great soap formula. I have the one from I have the Captain's Log, which was for the Space City Wet Shavers meetup, and I have the samples of a few. And I need to crack open some of the samples. I haven't used Passion in a while. I forgot to, in my shower today, I should have used the bath soap too, because I have the bath soap. I just used my Duke Cannon. So one thing I like about Soap Commander is I seem to lather this one up pretty well. And for me, finding the water balance is really easy. I think this is usually some of my better lather in terms of me being able to lather a soap. I mean, every soap's a little bit different based on formulation, so there's no, like I said, I don't knock soaps, you know, because they all work, like Stallion says. Trick is for me finding the water balance to get it to work, and maybe I need to experiment, kind of bull lather and play with it some more, to get my experience. So if you did see the Wet Shavers Roundtable, I realized I had some mic issues because I came out, the recording didn't work, and everyone else works, but they all had mics, or they had something. And I was using the mic via my tablet. While it records well for YouTube, it really sounded terrible. I was like, oh jeez. So if you have any questions about what I said, ask me, because I'll fill in the blanks, because it must sound like a Mad Lib or something, you know, where you could hear 3/4 of a sentence and then, you know, had some sort of weird noise. So we're going to go open comb. Very light pressure. No point in ramming it into your face. So sometime, hopefully this week, I will be receiving, probably later this week, depending on how fast shipping is. I think it's just coming standard first class. So I'll be receiving the glissant formula of Barrister and Mann Seville. Now, I've never tried Seville. I have a sample of Cheshire in the old formula, and I have an older puck of Lavenil. Soap performs great. Lavenil is just not a scent that worked for me. So I'm really interested, really kind of excited to try, the new formula and Seville in itself. I believe it was Nick Shave's soap of 2015, and a lot of y'all like it in general. I made a comment, and a lot of guys said, "Oh, dude, you need to just get on the site and order it now." I was like, okay. I twist my arm. So, the soap I haven't used clearly as often, and of course always has. Well, I've never heard people say, "Oh, Barrister Man sucks." It always sounds like that everyone really enjoys it. So, I'm very excited for that. Tomorrow, if everything goes to plan, the Hawk should be released by Italian barber, Razorock. So I have a cart full of goodness when I log in waiting for me just to add the hawk and press the magic button. I may go in and add something else. I'm thinking about it because White Shavers Roundtable, one thing Douglas brought up was the black blades, like the Treat, I believe the Treat Carbon, and then he had these other ones with the tiger on it, and it either looked like a martial arts instruction book or a translation of a kid story, hand-drawn tiger, and I'm sitting there going, he said they were terrible, so obviously I'm not going to go looking for those. May go try to find those shicks he mentioned, if he's praising them. I told him, although it broke up, I was saying treat them like an action figure. Yeah, you know, maybe they'll go up in value, keep them in the package. But that, that's kind of cut out during the roundtable. So Cowboys won, so I was very excited for that. I have a retired Navy friend. I was in the Navy. He was retired from the Navy. He's a high school friend. That's how I should say it. I have a friend I've known since high school who is retired from the Navy, and he's not a fan of people being hypocrites about situations when somebody's exercising their actual rights in America, a la Colin Kaepernick in this case. The meme didn't really say that, but pretty much he's the one that instigated this thing and talks about how we're at home and the national anthem plays. It shows two guys just kind of sprawled out, slumped over on the couch, just watching with the football and a bag of pretzels there or something. But he says all of a sudden we turn into Captain America when someone disrespects the national anthem and the flag, and so basically calling us hypocrites. Well, I thought about that. I didn't say anything to him. Well, here's the difference. Kaepernick is there, right, in the event. There's no rule that says when the national anthem plays on TV, you stop. You can. But when you're at the event, that's a different story. But again, he's exercising his right to, not do it, which is fine. I know I've said before. He has his right to do that. So I thought the meme was a little off base intellectually. But what really cracked me up, two things. The press, if the press had real power, the media had real power, they would stop highlighting stupid stuff. Now, I see the entertainment media highlights the Kardashians all the time because people tune in. It's all about ratings. So, proof that sports news has all of a sudden turned into this thing about showing controversies versus talking about sports, especially since ESPN got bought by Disney, which also owns ABC. They have talk shows, and all they do is talk more about social issues than they do player performance and stuff like that, which I think is a disservice to the reasons we watch sports. This player's gay, this player's on drugs, this player's making a political statement. It's like, sometimes a little old school is fine. Let's just talk about, should this person be in the game or not? Like Steve Howe, the old pitcher for the Yankees, was known as the human Coke machine. Just suspended like 7 or 9 times for cocaine on drug tests, and seriously had problems. But he got his act clean, and he ended up getting a World Series or two with the Yankees late in his career. Because he always had talent, he just had addiction problems. But they're going, and here's Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, and it's really Joe Buck because he's the lead commentator. He's not the color analyst. And somewhere, I forget what quarter, it says, well, and here's something that's kind of an issue right now, or currently in the NFL, and it shows the Dallas sideline. All the Cowboys are up, standing, either hand on heart or head bowed or whatever, but they're standing. No fist in the air, no kneeling, no sitting on the bench. Because Jerry Jones told them, look, you're getting paid to do a performance, so you're effectively actors on a stage, play the role. And you've seen, those who are paying attention to this, or just see it on Facebook because your friends have shared it. He says, I don't mind however you personally feel about it, but when you're in business mode, you play the role. You want to do something outside those hours where you're on stage, that's fine. He respects that. But not while you're in uniform at a football game. But then they show Colin Kaepernick doing his thing, and some other players, so the 49ers are back here standing up with their fists, they're like 68, Olympics. And that's their prerogative too, that's the guy's right. But my point is not the players themselves and the actions they take, it's the press, Fox, Joe Buck in this case, bringing it back up and going, hey, it's still a thing. It's like, the press really had power. They'd stop reporting on things and they would take the power out of stories. Especially from a guy who has gone from almost winning a Super Bowl to a pine rider. They just want to keep fanning some flame that is not necessary in football terms. The discussion on race relations, use of force by police in situations, they're all great discussions and necessary. There is some hypocrisy into how it happens. I mean, the counter argument is, well, what about all the black on black killing in Chicago? By the conservative side of the house, or the anti, Black Lives Matter folks, and it's. I think they're good arguments, separate from each other, but because the acute focus is the use of force. But the thing is, there are statistics, and every statistic can be, used for whatever thing. And more whites are killed by police force than blacks, or whatever. It's all out there. I'm just regurgitating. So it's a lot of stuff that I just don't. I don't need to get too spun up about. I'm just making conversation or BSing, shaving and BSing. Alright, well, great shave, by the way. My neck needs attention, which is standard. I'll try a little cheek here. I got a little weeper from a little attempted pre-cleanup. So let's extract the lather. Good lather. Bring it down. But I always have, my problem is not the political statements. It's the media's exploitation of stuff for ratings. And like they're artificially trying to inflate it by bringing something back around, like showing Kaepernick again. It's a known. You're playing the Niners. That afro-headed dumbass who wasted his talent and now is just trying to keep himself relevant. In my opinion, he's just trying to keep himself relevant. Like I said, I have a coworker who is a black man, and he's in his mid-50s, and very astute and intelligent man. Former Russian linguist for the Air Force, and does IT security related stuff, and he teaches sometimes at local colleges, night courses and stuff. Brilliant guy, respects his opinion on a lot, and even when we don't agree, he's one of the few I can have a civil discussion with and gain perspective. So, and he agrees with me. We came to the same conclusion. Why now? Which I've talked about before. So, but it's the press that wants to keep things lingering too long, and I don't respect that at all. I really don't. Okay, so I'm going to pause and rinse, and we'll be back for post-shave. And we're back for the alum. Alright, very little feedback, so we're good. Definitely did not want to overshave any areas for just a sense of the way my skin had been feeling. So, there's medicated. It just has some notes that go along with what's in Old Spice. And I don't recall ever smelling, well, I may have long time ago, the Shulton, which I believe, like, I forget which one from Soap Commander. I think Endurance is close, but I think it's supposed to be Courage is probably the one that's supposed to resemble Shulton Old Spice. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just rehashing. Alright, so I'm going to put the Old Spice on as a fragrance at the end here. So, lock in some moisture. Passion Balm to go with Passion Soap. Little dabble do ya with Soap Commander's Balms. And again, like I've said, and like my top 5. Okay, and there's another thing about top 5s. That would happen right before the blooming thing. Everyone else's top 5s are subjective, and most of ours are in no order. It's just how they work for us. Okay? We're not saying something's better than someone else in terms of that. It's just that I like this. This is my preference. And as I've stated, and I said it in other videos, I'll say it again, I don't shit on soaps. I will not, because they all work. I mean, I just like a certain one because it delivered a face feel like Phoenix and Bow Spitfire. It's not my favorite scent, but the post-shave feel is amazing. I love Vision because I love that mint that comes in, that clean with the amber and the aqua, and I love that combination. You know, when whatever else I named it because it's a scent, sometimes it's a performance, and it's not that one performed worse. Maybe it just delivered a little extra versus anything else I have. It's like, get over yourselves with you know, people's opinions. Their opinions, which has led us to the whole blooming thing with you know, TSE. Do what works for you, folks, and quit bitching. God, you guys. Thank God David put that video out, he and his wife, because it was really, I think it was necessary, and I thanked him for it. And David's, a straightforward guy. Every time you see him, he doesn't pull punches. There's not really a filter, and nor should there be. That's why I respect people's opinions, and I respect honest opinions. They don't have to be, using 10-cent words. They can be blunt, but as long as you know that sometimes they need to be blunt, because it's just like, you guys just being just more whiny bitches. So with that, going for the frag. And I'm not a heavy frag guy, so for me, aftershaves are about it, because I work in an office environment, and I don't want to overwhelm, but I want to smell good. It lasts up close long enough for me to, sounds weird, but sniff my forearm or sniff my hand because there's residue on it, just to go, yeah, okay, give me a sense of reality. So with that, I got to finish getting ready. So thank you again for watching. Thank you to my new subscribers. Thank you to all the comments I received on the videos, suggestions, kind words, feedback. I appreciate it all, and have a great morning, and enjoy the hobby. Don't be these obtuse assholes, saying, well, this is it, and screw you, and don't do this, period, because so-and-so said so. He offered his opinion, and he qualifies it, and sets, I'm looking for the right word, I can't think of it, because I thought about it last night, but I lost it. But he's just saying, in my opinion, do what you gotta do. And if you're gonna needle somebody, just be a dick and an internet tough guy, and get out of the fucking forums. We don't need you. We don't need you. Fuck off. Don't be an internet tough guy by the protection of your keyboard and your smartphone. Contribute or fuck off. Okay? Sorry to be coarse for some of my folks who aren't so much fan of language. But that's the blunt opinion from me in this case. So have a great day, and I will probably see you tomorrow. Bye.